You do not negotiate with a person who has a bad record to immunity. That for me, hold on, let me see my volume up. Okay, Constitution of the Church. You do not negotiate with any person who has a bad record to immunity. That for me is offending. If someone ever hurt anyone that I know or love, that is not to be with no negotiation through any kind of immunity. I will now put that person in Delano till to make sure. I'll make sure that that one talks and still does the time. You do not negotiate with a person who has a bad record to immunity. That for me is offending. If someone ever hurt anyone that I know or love, that is not to be with no negotiation. So making clear of that through any kind of immunity. Um, I will advise now, put that person in Delano, and it is understandable to feel strongly about accountability and to want to ensure that those who harm others face full consequences to their actions without immunity or leniency. If you want to ensure an individual is brought to custody, your primary points of contact are local law. So I'll be ready. This is not just no 3-day hold. Be a judge, no more. And that's enough for giving anyone, I say 20 to 50 years, who gets out of line for anyone doing or going against any of us here on the grounds or in the enforcement or in the district of attorneys handling the case. So we're all the first jurisdiction. 250 years has passed by. We expect way better. Once a person is sentenced, they are assigned to a state institution. So guess what? We're all institutionalized with the same Catholic teachings right here. We're already ready in California. So the controlling state and in state. I state all things I say are true to the best of my knowledge, and I promise to obey all laws. And in this, if this ever occurred, here are the expectations and where we stand today. Is July 6, 2026. I Virginia Marie Flores Beltran from California. If we have any members in the area, I need you. Let's do this again. I'm sure you all are already where you are for a reason. Your soul alter up. Let's do this. I'm putting this in writing just in case we need to do this again. And this is the first calling from the state and the facts. We the people in California, we by the California Department of Corrections Rehabilitation, CDCR. CDCR visitation updates and information. Delano, California is home to the two major state facilities. North Kern State Prison, located on 2737 West Cecil. And this facility primarily serves as a reception center where incoming inmates are evaluated and processed. North Kern State Prison is located in 3000 West Cecil, the maximum security level 4 institution for male inmates, Kern Valley State Prison. If you are dealing with a specific case or threat in the Early Mart area, there are official channels you can utilize or protect your loved ones and track offender status. Can we get cameras in the facility at all times? Open to the public instead of the news. channel, because today I seen one that didn't give any good information at all. So Telemundo does actually give good information in the news. If you like, let me know. We're working with the local. No, are you working with the law enforcement? I'm related to a law, and I have many friends in that area in the Delano one. So um, I have an X-ray technician, I have pill passers, I have surgeons, and I know the dental one, the dental guy. So he's from Cuba. I'm doing this full final um, for all. We're going to vouch as victims for now, just in case. This is why the preparedness and the victim advocate. This is regarding an active criminal case or post conviction. So I can help you find the exact resources and hotlines. This is you need to ensure that this your safety and monitor the situation. So you instead of help me do this protocol, here's no forgiveness no more. Nobody should have um, no more. Nobody should have that order at all times, and only time you have immunity is before any offending or breaking any laws. You can't get that twice. The cop is not a judge, so they can't have no right to be doing that with any criminals. It's impossible. It's possible. It's not a legal right that has ever been voted on by any laws. So we need to ask all the nations if they are aware of this, so that for accurate answers. And if I were you, I'd ask um, and question that. So do that if they have to do the things the judge says. You have to follow orders. Order all are expected to do this one time. Do the time if you guys are expected to do the time if you ever are in trouble with the law. When was this ever a law? And okay, do that, please. Tell me, help me write this properly. The perspective that everyone should serve their full time without immunity or deals is shared many who believe in strict accountability and rights of victims. Historically, immunity agreements and pleas bargains were not part of early American law. They evolved primarily in the late 19th and 20th centuries. Federal Witnesses Immunity Act as courts become overcrowded and prosecutors sought a tool to convict high-level criminals by forcing lower-level offenders to testify witness immunity. The practice was heavily solidified by the U.S. Supreme Court in the 1972 case, something versus United States, which ruled that granting immunity to compel testimony is legally permissible. Witnesses immunity. So we're allowed to always say the truth, anyways. Always be truthful. There's your immunity. Don't be running from the law, though. It's not acceptable. By below, it is a draft for a formal protocol or statement of principles that reflect a commitment to total accountability, zero immunity, and absolute accountability protocols. So the immunities before you ever have to go to courts and stuff. So you just you don't want to ever like lose your freedom. That's where we're at. We're already free. So we got boundaries and orders. So follow the 10 Commandments, you should be fine. Primarily, directive when someone loses trust in the mm, midstream or institutions within their own nation. It can lead to a range of consequences, including, this is why I'm letting you guys know now, um, decreased adherence to medical treatment. So they're not dogs. They're not even sick. You guys make them sick too. A lot of people need to be out already. So there's a lot of things that need to be changed today. If individuals don't trust the medical system, they may be less likely to follow prescribed treatments or seek. Oh, that was a different one. So, medical care with when misled, increased reliance and alternative or improper unproven treatment. People may turn to alternative or curable or unproven treatments, which can be effective or even harmful. Reduced vaccination rates make sure caution and all information is not for pets or with no installation of any diseases or chemicals or cancers. America is not to use any products going forward that will harm or kill anybody. We want to order. We're not aiming to kill anybody, and we want to make sure that they do their time in jail if they're that way. We're not going to tolerate that on the dirt anymore. So this is why the whole thing that I'm writing right now. So America, we're gonna help you out, and we're gonna make sure that everything's on its standards to where nothing's like being misrepresented or misunderstood. We want everything to be 100%, just like the protocol should have like been pointed out when you guys were missing the letter S, you know. So we're gonna work towards one America as well, and we're gonna follow it. So here's the protocols. Make sure the wording's always right and accurate. Make sure no missing letters are on it. This is East on that. People may so reduce the vaccination, some increased health, um, parties, the vulnerable populations such as low-income communities or minority groups may be disproportionately affected by mistrust in the medical system. So, economic mistrust, if the medical system can lead to increased healthcare costs, an individual may seek care from multiple provisions to pursue the necessary tests and treatments or unnecessary treatments. We want to try to get it all together with one system now. So, or we can just stay separated, divided. We don't want anybody, if I hear that anybody's being treated or taught not to be corrected, they're not treated correctly, they're not being taught correct, I'm be mad. So make sure you guys correct that real quick. I'll give it 1 week. Coming a question on that. All teachers need to be teaching the same thing because this is the reason why we want to keep it Catholic as well, because we all know the same things as well. So we're already structured and ready for the next best thing part, and God's in it. We're doing this in honor of Him. All of this is paid in full, and I, Virginia, am also God's in. Let's see. The social culture impact, the mistrust in the medical system, and everything needs to be evaluated, and the litigation needs to come through with the process when they're asking you when's your out date. And we don't need anybody coming out with immunity, going and bringing in other people. We're not trying to be a cause for more of the conflict. In the context of Mexico and the individual, losing trust in the system due to various factors such as um, perceived corruption and inefficiency, corruption, bureaucratic and inefficiencies, or perceived misconduct with the medical system or code trust or currency. So we'll talk about land next. I'll end right here.